I'm Gail and welcome back to Gail's Low Carb Recipe Ideas. Today we're going to make a low carb Chia Tortilla. They're wonderful, they're great wraps, and I think you're really going to enjoy them. So let's get started and I'll show you how to make them. So the first thing I need is a cup of chia seeds, which is approximately 172 grams. I buy the Kirkland chia seeds that I get at Costco. It's lovely. And what we're going to do is turn the chia seeds into a flour. Now I've got some already done here. It's kind of hard to see, but I've ground it. And I'm just going to quickly just show you what I've used and how I grind it. Now you can use a coffee grinder. You can use my Ninja Professional. If I can get this on level here. There we go. It's going to be a little noisy, so I'll just start it up. And I put the whole amount in there. I'm going to shut it off so that you don't hear all of the noise until I get it totally ground. There we go. When it starts looking like it's starting to get sticky, that's when I shut it off. So, there we go. That's how you grind your chia seeds to make them into a flour. This is a very simple recipe to make these chia tortillas. They're awesome and you're really going to like them. Now, it's only going to take 6 ingredients, which is pretty awesome as well. So let's get started here. I've got my chia powder, floured. Chia flours, I'll get that right yet. That's a cup, which is approximately 172 grams. Then I have my almond flour, and it is a cup as well, and it's around 112 grams. And then we have our coconut flour, which is 1/4 cup, and it's 28 grams. 1 tablespoon of powdered erythritol monk fruit. You use any kind of sweetener you like. I honestly do not enjoy the stevia. I do not like the aftertaste. It needs a combination of other sweeteners, so I thoroughly enjoy the erythritol monk fruit combination. And then we're going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So all we're going to do is mix this up really, really well. Okay, I've got it mixed well. Now we're going to add a cup of water, which is about 240 grams. So I like wearing a glove, and I'm just going to start mixing it with the glove. So we're going to mix this till it's thoroughly mixed. And then we're going to let it sit for a little bit to let all the moisture absorb into the coconut flour and the chia seeds. So I let it sit for a bit and let the moisture soak into the chia seeds and the coconut flour. Now, what I've done is I've weighed my dough, and it weighed to about 476 grams. So I need to divide this. I like to make 8 tortillas. So I want to divide it into 8 of them so that you're looking approximately at 60 grams each. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take chunks off, and I'm going to weigh. Gotta get this back to 0. That's 79, so I want to get it to 60. Almost there. That's 61. That'll work. So I'm just going to roll it in a ball, and I'm going to set it aside, and then I'm going to divide them all up until I've got them about equal, and then we will flatten them out. So I've got them into 8 balls, and they were approximately 60 grams each. Now I've made them in the past where they were only 50 grams each, so it just depends on your scale and how much dough you actually make. So just take your total big ball of dough and then weigh it in grams, divide it by 8, and then it'll tell you how much they should weigh so that you have about the same size tortillas every time. So let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to roll them. So I've got my silicone mat, which is really great. It's got all the measurements from 5 inches up to 16 inches. It's really nice. And once we get going and we get it rolled, I want approximately a 7-inch round tortilla, which I have a lid that I use to make them round, and it works out to be 7 inches there when you take a look at the 7 inches right here. So what we're going to do is we're going to silicone mat in the bottom, silicone mat on top. I'm going to press it down, and then I'm just going to start rolling it and try and make that size. Now I'm not getting exactly on the circle of the silicone mat in the bottom, but it gives you an idea. Now, this can be tricky, but what I do is I almost fold the silicone mat in half, and then I press it down so that I can slide my tortilla. So you can see it's pulling up a little bit, but if you just take your time, there, it's stuck a little there. And what I'm going to do is I just want to look and see what I've got. Can I get a round tortilla out of there? I'm missing a little bit on this side, so I'm just going to play around a little bit with it. And I'm going to slide some more over here. Put my silicone mat back on. And see if I can make it work a little bit better for me. Sometimes if your dough is too moist, then it'll stick too much. So you have to kind of play around with it to get the right amount. Now I think that will work. So I'm just going to get a butter knife. And I'm just going to cut around the edges. Scoop it off. There we go. Now let's take a look, see if I can get the lid off. Okay, perfect. So now we're going to try and fold this over. And I always find the first couple of them are a little harder to get off, and once the silicone mat gets a little bit of that oil from the different nuts and stuff, that the grease, it works better. So I'm just going to fold it over. There we go. So there's my tortilla. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you over here so you can see what I'm going to do next. And what I've got here is a Brentwood tortilla press. I just like using it to cook my tortillas on. So I put the lid back down. And I'm going to time it for 1 minute. So I'm going to do 30 seconds, and I'll flip it over after the 30 seconds. And then I will let it cook for 30 seconds more, and then we're all set for our first tortilla. You don't want to do it too long because then it gets really crispy, and we don't want them crispy for the tortilla. Okay, I'm going to lift it up, take a look at it. I don't need to flip it over, but I just do, because I like what it does. You can put the lid down a little bit if you'd like. I've got 13 seconds left. Okay. So let's take it off. You can see it's bubbling up a little here, but that tortilla is ready. So I'm going to put it on a rack to cool. Now I'm going to make one more just to demonstrate one more time, and we'll end up doing 8 of them. They're beautiful. I was worried that maybe the chia seeds would be slimy, you know, once I make them, and no, I'm really, really happy with them, and I'm sure you would be as well. And I hope you do give them a try because they are really good. I've made, I've had scrambled eggs with bacon and peppers, and I did it in the wrap, and it was delicious. It was really good. So we just got to get this started. It's just, at first, it's getting it going, and once you got it going, it peels off really nice. But I don't know if I've got that big enough. Oh, I can do it a little bit more. Yeah, I want you to see what I'm doing so that you're not scared to give it a try. You can use parchment paper as well. I love the silicone mats. They work really, really well. There, I think this one will do the trick. So we'll put it on here. And then we're just going to trim off the edges. Just keep the little scraps because I'm going to make little crackers out of it because they're very good as crackers as well. Okay, so now we're going to just flip it. Here they go in here. I'm struggling a little bit with this one. There we go. Okay, I did rip it a little. I don't think that's going to hurt. Okay, so now we're going to bring it over here. And I'm going to let's see if I can push that together a little bit. Put the lid down and get my timer going again. And we'll do one more minute here so you can see. And then I'll continue making all the rest, and then we'll have our little, I'll display our little results at the end. But they're really good. You're going to like them. Yeah, I've been on kind of a 6-month holiday, and it's nice to be back to share some of my recipe with you people. And I love hearing from you all. It's just so nice to hear from you. It really is. And I miss that. I like communicating with everybody out there. So it's nice, and so I got to the point that I was almost like, what do I even make anymore? I was struggling a little bit too, so it was nice to have that break. There we go. Okay, so here's my second one. They're lovely. All right, I'll finish up the rest, and then we will go from there. And hopefully the 2 demonstrations will work for you. So here is my Chia Tortilla. A great wrap, just great. So I thought I'd just do it in a hot dog so you could see how well it bends and rolls. And I'd even say it was better than a lot of the products that you can buy out there. It's very, very good. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. Go to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. Try this recipe and try some of my others. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.